Welcome to part 7 of the Tokaido Challenge video series. Don't forget to subscribe, and of course, if you haven't watched the other parts of the series, check them out. The links are in the description. Here we go. Here's part 7. Tokaido Challenge Day 19. So, it's another rainy day in Shizuoka. My name is Tony. I'm creating podcasts and videos and stuff about Japan via japankyo.com, as well as I do a bunch of other stuff. But currently, at least at the time of this filming, I'm in the process of walking from Kyoto to Tokyo along a path based, inspired by, and sometimes the same as the old Tokaido road. So that was the road that was roughly 500 kilometers that connected Kyoto to Tokyo back in the Edo period. It was a really, really important road where, lords and their servants and merchants and people would travel, to get from the east to the west and everything in between. So the old Tokaido road is not the same these days. There are certain parts that are preserved more or less, but a lot of it is now just normal roads and highways, and it kind of goes back and forth between these old style roads and little hiking kind of paths, and then the main roads. So currently I'm in Yaizu city. Yesterday I got to Yaizu. Yesterday was an absolutely amazing day. If you haven't seen the trek through the coastline from Shizuoka to Yaizu, that video with the tunnels and the coast and the bridges, it was really, that is going to be one of the most memorable days of this trip. Hakone is coming up. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I'm legally blind, so I don't want to do anything too risky, like climbing up a mountain, on like stone unpaved roads. So I'm in the process of trying to get a friend to come and help me. We'll see. Hopefully she'll give me an answer tonight. I hope so. Anyway, so yeah, yesterday was amazing. Please watch that video. Today is kind of a weird day. So as long as the weather holds up, I'm going to be walking from Yaizu back to Rokugo Station, the place where I left off, I think it's 3 evenings ago. And if I can pull that off and the weather, holds and I make it okay, then I will be able to say that I made progress from Kyoto to Shizuoka City. That's it. I filled that gap that I had skipped over. Then I'm going to take a train back to Shizuoka City. Well, first of all, that's where my hotel is. But second, I'd like to start moving east. So if I can, time this and get the timing okay and make good pace, speed, then I may do another 10 kilometers once I get back to Shizuoka City. So move east about 10 kilometers. That'll bring my total up to about, I think, close to 20 kilometers. So maybe 19, 20, roughly 21 today. We'll see. All depends on the weather and whether I get lost in the morning. But that's totally possible. It's just there's factors that are beyond my control. So I came back to Yaizu, and I'm heading first towards Fujieda, which is about an hour 20-minute walk, I think. So what is that? Maybe I'm guessing like 6 kilometers or something. Nope. I think I have to turn right here. Let's see. If Google comes up, I'm sorry. It may say something. So that's the plan for the day. Again, the weather is the crucial factor here. But for now, I'm heading back to Fujieda, which is another post town. So Yaizu is a post town. Fujieda was a post town. Rokugo is just a normal train station, not a post town of these 53 post towns where people had to, check in and, back in the Edo period. And they were like these, they check your passport and while you're traveling and all that kind of stuff. So, but this Tokaido train line is built, basically based on that old Tokaido road. But there are parts where it deviates, and for example, Fujieda is not exactly at the train station. The train station is not at the old post town. I think it's like 3 kilometers away. but you know, it's in the area. So that's the plan. Head into Fujieda first. We arrived in Fujieda. Here is Fujieda Station, at least the outside. And now we're off to Rokugo Station. It is raining again. It's been like on and off. I had to put the poncho back on, took it off because I got to the station, but I'm going to put it back on now as I head on to Rokugo Station. Hopefully I can do that in about an hour and a half. I really hope I don't get lost, so then I can still make good time and head on back to Shizuoka and start walking east towards... I would love to get to Shimizu, which is another... no, actually, Shimizu might not be a post town. I don't think it is post town. But it's in the direction of Tokyo, and there's post towns along the way. So we'll see. I'm gonna put the poncho on and get walking. I think it's another 5 point something kilometers to Rokugo. So far so good. Got I think like 3.5-ish kilometers left until I reach Rokugo Station. Don't count your eggs before they hatch, right? But at least so far it's been going smoothly. Just walking through this neighborhood area. Train tracks are on the left. Much of what I've been walking through, or the areas that I've been walking through in Shizuoka, a lot of it has been quite close to the train tracks. This may be due to just the way this area is laid out, or because I'm doing shorter goals, right? Like what I mean is, when I was in Mie and what's it called, Aichi, Shiga, like I was basically just at the beginning of the day I would input the final destination, and it would be like 20 kilometers. So I guess maybe that influences it partially. I'm trying to stick to the train station areas here because especially in the first half of Shizuoka, it was more like rural and there really was nothing around. At least I can hear there's a big road over there. I think there's cars passing by regularly at a decent clip. Maybe you can see it, because I can't really see it. Yeah, I can kind of see the cars moving over there. Yeah. So maybe if I were to go that way, I would end up in the same place. I would assume so, because we're heading towards the train station, but perhaps this is slightly shorter. Or maybe there's no walking area over there. I don't know. I'm not sure what Google is using to, take me down this way. But it's fine. I like this way. Easy to walk. Don't have to worry about cars encroaching on my safe area. And it's just kind of quiet. So, see. Oh, speaking of which,
turn left.
There we go. All right, so I'll leave it at that, and I'll see. Maybe I'm heading back toward that road, or maybe I have to turn a left before then. We'll see. We're back at Rokugo Station. This is where I was, I guess, 3 evenings ago, and so that means I have made it from Kyoto to Shizuoka City. Bam. All right. So that means I think there's about 175 kilometers left until Nipponbashi in Tokyo. I'm going to get on the train because I want to get back to Shizuoka as quickly as possible so that I can keep on walking east, make the most of the daylight. We're heading up the stairs to the train, and I'm going to cut the video here because I need to move on and enter the turnstile, all that stuff, to get on the platform. All right, so Rokugo done, Kyoto to Shizuoka City done. I'm back on one of these main roads. I forgot what number it is, like 6 something, 695 or I don't know, something like that. Anyway, so I made it back to my hotel in Shizuoka City. I ate my yakisoba that I had bought that morning at the convenience store, which is right at the bottom of the hotel, so I carried it around for no reason. But hey, I didn't know this would all work out. The schedule would work out so nicely, and et cetera, et cetera. So I ate my yakisoba, got out of the hotel by 1:20, and I've been walking for probably at least 2 kilometers away from the station. This road is going to be a long one. I think it's like 6 point something kilometers, maybe 6.6, 6.9 kilometers before I have to move somewhere, like take a turn or something. So yeah, this reminds me a little bit of back when I was like in, I don't know, like Mie and Nagoya, Aichi, all that area. Yeah, this is, the same kind of thing. So, I'm heading towards Shimizu, which is within Shizuoka City, but it's about 12 kilometers, 12 point something kilometers away. So I will get there, assuming I don't get lost, I will get there probably by 5 o'clock. And I think, there's some light out until like 5:30ish. But at least I'm in the city, so even if it takes a little bit longer and it gets a little darker, should be okay, because, it's easier to get around in these city areas. There's more lighting than in the rural areas. The worst situation that I was in this whole trip was in Yokkaichi, looking for my hotel, and then that night, and it was like dark, and I was walking through all these little neighborhoods that had minimal lighting, and they weren't like wide walkways like this. It was just not a good situation for me. Let's see, so there's a pedestrian crosswalk here, so I gotta move past this. So I'm gonna try to do that. If I can get that done, I think I will have done like around 22 kilometers today, maybe. So that's really good. That's really, really good. I know I've been taking a little bit shorter this recently, but taking it a little bit easier, I guess, doing shorter distances. But that has been, as I've explained before, largely due to just the nature of Shizuoka and, like those tunnels and all that stuff. I'm just unsure, and I don't want to take any risks getting stranded somewhere. Sorry, truck. Yeah, I don't want to take any risks like trying to do too much in one day and then ending up, just some super remote location. But right now is the city, so I'm not overly worried. I think I can do a little extra today and keep up a good pace. Almost at Mishima. A couple more days. I think on the 12th I'll be arriving in Mishima. Today is the 9th, so 10, 11, 12. Okay, 3 days. I'll be arriving in Mishima, and that's the last post town before Hakone. And then after Hakone, it's Odawara, so that's on the other side. And then once you're in Odawara, it's kind of smooth sailing. It'll probably be a little bit more like this in city, I think. I'm hoping, because Kanagawa is quite city. It's right adjacent to Tokyo, so it's a big, city urban area. Anyway. This is not that interesting probably, but I'll leave it at that. I gotta walk probably like 6 more kilometers before I take a turn off of this or something. We'll see. If anything out of the ordinary comes up, I'll be back. Alright, so this has been pretty much very smooth sailing from Shizuoka Station to Shimizu. And this is just about the most interesting thing that's happened the whole portion of this trip. This is a really low overpass. Super low. I guess this is for people and bicycles only. Well, I guess a car could fit there, but it would have to be, no trucks. I think I've seen 1 or 2 of these before, but they're not that common. But yeah, it's just been super smooth sailing from here, from Shizuoka Station. So I'm pretty much on time. yeah, not great for content, but great for me because I think I'm gonna get there before 4 o'clock. So I'm gonna check the phone to see which way I gotta go because I am really, really close to Shimizu. Made great time. So day 19 was great. Day 19 had a little bit of rain, but nothing major. And this was one of the smoothest days of the entire trip. So super grateful for that. Made great time and made great progress. So that's it. And as you can hear, Google Maps is telling me, shut up, pay attention to me. So that's it for day 19. Okay, the funniest thing all day just happened right now. So I'm at the station. I'm at Shimizu Station, and right at the end, this hilarious thing just happened. So I was lost a bit. I was trying to get to the entrance. I was on the wrong side of the train tracks, and then I found a kid that was standing. They were like in a park area, and this one kid was standing there. And so I asked him, "Hey, where's the train station and the entrance?" And he tried to explain, but then he wasn't quite like able to explain. And then this other kid was another high schooler. He showed up on a bicycle. And he said, oh, I'll take him. And so he took me to the train station. And along the way, he told me like, oh, by the way, I'm dressed as Hulk. And I was like, oh, okay. Now that I take a good look at you, I realized like, oh yeah, you look like you're dressed kind of weird. And he was dressed like the Incredible Hulk. Like he was painted green. And he was dressed up like the Hulk. It was freaking hilarious. So you have me with my cane walking on the way to the train station, him on his bicycle, walking the bicycle, dressed as Hulk, this Japanese high school kid, and we're talking, and he had lived in Vietnam previously. He spoke a little English, just really nice guy, really nice kid, and he took me all the way to the turnstile, the entrance, the ticket thing, and shook hands and took a picture and just freaking hilarious, like in this random place in Shizuoka, the Shimizu, like this, not exactly the city center by any means, 12 kilometers away from the city center. I read this Japanese high school student dressed as the Hulk, as the freaking Hulk in green. He walks me like 4 minutes to the train station. Just just beautiful moment. That was like the highlight of the day. It just wonderful day. So that was the beautiful end of a smooth day, day 19. Just hilarious. Another great day along the Tokaido. Tokaido Challenge Day 20. My name is Tony. Online I go by Tony.Vega, and I am walking from Kyoto to Tokyo along mostly what is known as the Tokaido, the Eastern Sea Route, I guess you could translate it as. And this is a historically important route that connects Kyoto and Tokyo. This was especially important in the Edo period, when officially that's when it was established. So we're talking like start of the 1600s into 1868, and then even a little bit into the Meiji period, a little bit after that, because the trains weren't established yet, the train lines weren't established yet. So for example, occasionally you see places where the Meiji emperor stayed. I know I specifically have crossed like one or two. So I happened to be walking with somebody and they pointed it out. So the Meiji emperor, we're talking, this is like the second half of the 1800s, approaching the 1900s. That this was when Japan was modernizing, and you actually got trains and stuff. But right before the trains were established, I guess that he still had to use the Tokaido to travel, so he had to stay along the way. So there you go. But anyway, so I happen to be legally blind, so I use this cane here. Dun, dun, dun. And currently I am in the Shimizu area of Shizuoka City, which is known as a port town. It's got some good seafood. The other day I happened to just randomly pop into a seafood place that served like seafood donburi, like rice bowls, and they had maguro, what's it called? Like a rice bowl with like raw, fresh maguro. And some other stuff. It was quite good, and I think it was only like 2,200 yen, so like maybe like $15, $16, which is really, that's cheaper than a lot of stuff you you can get in Hawaii just for a normal, totally normal lunch, even like fast food. So it was really, really good. But anyway, so today I am in the Shimizu area, and I am walking towards Okitsu Station, which is about, I think, 5.1 kilometers away. I've already walked like a kilometer or two, so it's not much farther from here. Although the first kilometer or so was rather annoying, a lot of turns, little neighborhoods. Currently I'm on a bigger road where I'm going to be walking for about a kilometer. But so here's something. Yeah, this morning was not great. I'm just not feeling it today. I'm kind of psychologically in that sense. I guess you would say this is one of the worst mornings because for a couple of things. One, I'm kind of just getting tired of like the convenience store food. It's kind of like, what am I gonna eat today? The evenings have been pretty good. You know, the evenings I've been eating good. But the mornings and lunch is like, you know. So maybe tomorrow morning I'll have the hotel breakfast, even if I have to pay a little bit more, just to, you know, change the mood. But larger, you know, that's a small thing. That's a tiny thing. It's really not a big deal. The bigger thing that's really been bothering me since last night is I'm gonna have to skip a portion today. I've decided that I have, and I don't want to say it. I don't want to admit it, but. So after Okitsu Station, I believe Okitsu is a post town as well, if I remember correctly. The next train station is called Yui, and that is a post town as well, or well, used to be a post town. There's not much to see there. There's a park, and I think there's a museum there. But you know, historically, it was one of these 53 post towns along the Tokaido. So between Okitsu, which is where I'm heading at the moment, and Yui, the next train station / post town, there's a part called the Sata Toge, which is the Sata mountain pass. And it is known as one of these difficult areas. And I've been watching videos about it, not just last night, but more last night. And yeah, it is a tricky area to cross on foot. Steep slopes, like cliffs. The weather has cleared up, but it has drizzled a little bit today, just a tiny bit. Last night it was raining quite a bit. There's still puddles here and there. So between just the unsafe nature of that, the possible rain, although it seems like it won't rain, but you never know, possible rain, and my uncertainty about what the nature of the road that is specifically for cars is, you know, like I don't know, you know, very well could be tunneled. I don't know, and some of these, like, you can't cross kind of tunnels. I don't know, and unfortunately, like, my eyesight makes it very difficult to kind of decipher what's on the maps. So that's like, I think, between 6 and 7 kilometers from Okitsu to Yui. And I really want to do that. I really, like, it seems fun too, like if it was safe. But it's just a bit too uncertain. And it's moments like these that really tear me apart. Like, I hate this. I absolutely hate this. Hey, look at that, we're at a bridge with water. So yeah, like, I hate this kind of stuff. Like losing that control. I mean, I think most people hate losing control, right? But being that, like, powerless, right? Like, I mean, it's for my own personal safety. Like, I'm able to make that decision. I don't want to, and I don't even want to verbalize it at the moment. But yeah, like, I really want to do that part. So that's been getting me down. Like, the Hakone area has been on my mind too, because that's a really infamous, like, really, I think is the highest point on the Tokaido road. You gotta go up and down, and Hakone is just known for being, you know, a tough mountain. So that's been on my mind this whole time, even before the trip. So I'm kind of psychologically prepared if I can't do it. I'm still waiting on a response from a friend. I hope she can do it. I hope she responds today because there's not much time left until I'm there, basically. Basically like 2 days or 3 days. I can rearrange stuff so I can do other stuff first, but I hope she responds today. And I hope it's a yes. Because even if I don't do all of Hakone, at least, if I can do like just go up to the top or like, do half of it or like I'd be very happy with that. I'd be so happy with that. Just to get an idea, like what it was like. So this Satatoge one was one that I was aware of, but I wasn't thinking about it too much. So after looking into it more last night, I decided it seemed better not to do it. And that's just kind of been on my mind. Just, I really, really want to do it, but and the inability to do it is what tears me apart, right? So, yeah. And then, of course, like this Shizuoka area, aside from Hamamatsu, where I have a good friend there, I haven't been seeing people like on a daily basis or anything, which is good because I needed the time to plan stuff out, but still, psychologically speaking, like it kind of it does get to you a little bit. You want to hang out, see some people, instead of just like, walk 5 hours, 6 hours, and then that's it. Like, I mean, I'm not here to party, but my point is that it does, take a kind of toll on you mentally a little bit. The combination of all these things. Like one thing alone, like, whatever, it is what it is. But it's the combination of all these things kind of coming together. Like, and then of course the daily like morning thing where you go, I don't want to walk today. I think that happens to most people. And then once I'm out on the road, it's not such a big deal. Like I'm fine. It's not a big deal. I don't feel fatigued, like extremely fatigued. Yeah, like I went to sleep a little bit late, so I feel a little bit of, I don't know, like I should have gone to sleep a little bit earlier, but I was looking stuff up. So that's what's on my mind. I'm just gonna get to Okitsu. That's the next station, probably like 3 kilometers away or so. Sorry, my jacket is, I think, starting to fall. I have it attached to a strap. I'm gonna get to Okitsu Station, and then I guess I need to get on the train and move on to Yui, because I'm saying that I'm not gonna do the mountain pass area. I'm saying that, and yet I don't want to like follow through. Jeez. Yeah, I hate this. And what I mean by this is the inability to do something that I want to do. But anyway, that's like literally, right? There's like the highs and the lows of this trip. Going up mountains, going down, mountains, going to the coast, coming back inland. Literally, geographically speaking, I'm going up and down. But for the most part, it's been good. But there are moments where you're like, oh, like just psychologically speaking, right? Like it gets to you. And then there's those moments like after what was it, 2 days ago, when I was walking through the coastline on my way to Yaizu. There are those moments when you go like, oh man, this is amazing. This is amazing, right? Like getting to see that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's part of the journey, right? So all right, so I'm gonna focus on walking. I'm gonna get to Okitsu, and I am saying at the moment that I will reluctantly get on a train to get to Yui and keep on walking from there, and then from there make my way to Kambara and maybe beyond. So we'll see. I'm at a street, so I'm gonna cross, and I'll be back once I have an update or something interesting to show you. Google Maps just told me to come down the street. It's quite a narrow street. This is definitely one of the more narrow side Japanese neighborhood streets that I've been down on this whole trip. I mean, I think one car can barely fit. can't even be a truck. I mean, there's like even, what is that, like the foliage tree on top coming down? Like, wow, this is interesting. I mean, I think I've been in places like this before, but still, I don't even know if a car could pass through here. Like, basically, if I outstretch my arms, yeah, like I basically hit both sides. So, in theory, a small car could get through here just really carefully. I mean, there are cars parked on the side here. Okay, so this just got wider, so I don't know, maybe this is the cutoff point. Interesting though, interesting. Little side neighborhood. All right, onwards to Okitsu. So this is Yui Station. Hopefully you can see it. I just got out of there, and I have to head this way towards Kambara. So Yui and Kambara are both post towns of the 53 post towns. Okay, yeah, just gotta move on. You know, I skipped that part, and there's nothing I can do about it now. So it's done. We're moving on. Good weather at least, so won't be rained on. But moving on to Kambara, which is not that far away. I think it's 4 something kilometers, around 4 kilometers, so should be there shortly. I arrived in Kambara Station. There doesn't seem to be much around here. I was hoping for a convenience store. I think I'm a little bit sleep deprived. I'm starting to feel kind of sleepy. I was hoping to pop in a convenience store, get something sweet, wake me up a bit. But I don't know. There's got to be something nearby. Maybe I'll ask the train employee and see if, honestly, I'm not even sure there was somebody in there. I did briefly step in. There was nobody in there. But I didn't check the employee stall, like that little thing right by the entrance to the actual, inside part of the station. Anyway, it's a little after 1 p.m., so definitely still time, like right there. That's what I'm talking about, the entrance. Yeah, definitely still time to walk quite a bit more. But I need something to get me going again. So let's see. I'm gonna ask and see what they tell me, or hopefully if there's somebody there. All right. I need a quick break. Kambara. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe it's an old building, but it seemed worth taking a quick shot of. Yeah, so I'm Kambara Station was just like, I don't know, like a block that way. I just left the station and I'm walking this way. So first I'm gonna head on over to Fujikawa Station. So you may remember that I was at a Fujikawa Station back in Aichi Prefecture. That was a post town / train station, but this is a different Fujikawa. So this Fuji is, I believe, the Mount Fuji of, the Fuji from Mount Fuji. So that upcoming Fujikawa, I think that's also post town, if I remember correctly. So I think there might be 2 Fujikawas. I have to double check this when I get back. But anyway, I'm heading to Fujikawa, which is only like 5-point-something kilometers away. So it's a little over an hour according to Google Maps, which means it might be like an hour and a half, an hour 40 minutes for me. Hopefully there's no like crazy roads. This part I haven't really researched too thoroughly, but as far as I've seen, Satta Toge was the last like mountain pass in this area. And then, we get into the Hakone area once. I think if you started walking from here, and it might be like a day's walk, but it would probably be like 30 kilometers all the way to Mishima. And that's the last post town before Hakone. Now, immediately after Mishima, it's not like Hakone starts like right there. But yeah, like soon after Mishima, that's when I guess you start to get the more sharp inclines and stuff, like as you start to approach Hakone and go up it. Anyway, so I'm in Kambara, and I've got about 5 point something kilometers to go. Depending on how much time I have left in the day for daylight, I may try to make it to Fuji City, which is famous for yakisoba. There's an interesting story behind that, which I won't get into here. But basically, they created this specific type of sauce, yakisoba, as a way to reinvigorate the town. I tried it, but full disclosure and disclaimer, it was from 7-Eleven. So I think 2 days ago, that was my lunch. I just put it in my backpack and ate it somewhere. I think it was, where did I eat it? Oh, it was probably like just on the street or something. Oh, I went back to my hotel and ate it in the lobby. That's where I ate it. But the point is here, it really didn't taste like anything particularly different. It just tasted like typical konbini yakisoba. So I don't know what was different about it, but if the fresh made like proper stuff is totally different, then I'd understand. Maybe that's the case. Maybe not totally different, but maybe more distinct than what I'm used to. Well, in the rest of the country, and especially Osaka, where I probably ate the most, Osaka, Kobe, where I ate the most yakisoba in my life, I think, just cumulatively, right? So that's what I'm used to. I don't know. I don't know what the Fuji yakisoba is so unique about it. No, it didn't taste bad. I'm not saying it tasted bad. I'm just saying I didn't get what was different about it. That's all. All right. So, Fuji yakisoba lovers, don't get angry at me. And again, this was from 7-Eleven, so that's certainly not the best version I could have had. Fully admit that. Maybe the real stuff is way better. So if I get an opportunity, I'll give it a shot. But for now, anyway, this is Kambara. The road is getting a little crazy. The sidewalk, a lot of weeds. Getting flashbacks to Mie Prefecture. I'm crossing this bridge. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but I do know that I will be crossing the Fuji River soon. I'm not sure if it's before or after Shizuoka Station when coming from Kyoto, right? Like I'm coming from the west headed east, so I'm not sure on which side the river is, but that should be a pretty big river, I believe. Oh, good. Okay, I think this side is much more maintained than the other side. Also, I may have already crossed into Fuji City. I believe Kambara was right at the outskirts of Shizuoka City. So Shizuoka City is quite large, wide. The wards, which you may have heard of, like the 23 wards in Tokyo, right? There's, Shinjuku and Shibuya, and these are like famous wards, right? These are little districts. So Shizuoka has its own districts, but they seem to be quite large and mostly rural. Rural, I mean, not exactly like urban like Tokyo or anything, but I mean, what is, right? Like, aside from a few places outside of Tokyo, not much is. The point is that they do have wards in Shizuoka City, but they're quite large and, not like super populated and busy. I wonder what this is. Is this? Yeah, not sure. I don't know. Basically, I'm looking for a convenience store, but haven't been able to find one yet. Oh, this is a gas station. I think this might be a gas station. Yeah. So you see, I know I've talked about it before in the videos. I don't know if I've cut that part out or not, so I'll say it again. Gas stations are easier to spot for me. I don't know if you can hear the music as well. So the architecture of a gas station is easy to spot for me because I only have large features to work with since I can't see the smaller stuff. And then cars parked outside, the pillars coming in and out, the car movement plus the music, the people moving in and out, the stuff they're saying. It's really, really easy to spot a gas station for me. Convenience stores, the less so. So when I was everywhere from like Shiga to Mie to Aichi, yeah, a lot of the places where I would stop to simply take a break and use the restroom were gas stations because I rarely would be able to spot a convenience store. I would just wait for gas stations and then walk in, find an employee, ask them, and they'd take me to the restroom, and I'd sit inside their little office. In the US it would be like the little convenience store area. They sell a few things, but it's more like a waiting room area maybe for like repairs and things like that, or paying stuff. So I would just sit there and take my break and then finish up and say thank you and move on. Here I've been sticking to the train stations. By here I mean Shizuoka. So I haven't had to go to a gas station in a while. Anyway, we're looking for a convenience store. I've not been able to find one. Hopefully there will be one right by Fujikawa Station. That would be wonderful. Okay, that's it. I hope I can show you Fujikawa River today. Oh, there's something here. Not much of a river. This is a bridge. Very small bridge, but anyway. Anyway, moving on. I'm on the gutter here. Alright. So yeah, hopefully I can show you Fujikawa River today. If not, it'll be tomorrow. But pretty close to Fujikawa Station. I think only like 2 kilometers or so left. Hopefully 2, 3 at the most. I'm at Fujikawa Station. You go up the stairs. Turnstiles are over there. Nothing all that remarkable. Just a little station. But there was somebody there. So I don't know, something about Aichi, interesting, right? Like the Aichi stations, they just, there's so many of them are just completely unmanned. But these here in Shizuoka, even when they're, they seem very not busy, there's pretty much always somebody. I think there's always been somebody there. But anyway, so I'm at Fujikawa. I think it's slightly before 3 p.m. I just checked how much longer it would take to get to Fuji City. And it's only about an hour 4 minutes, I think, according to Google Maps. So for me, that would be like an hour and a half probably, unless it's super smooth. We'll see. So yeah, and given that there's daylight until about 5:30, 5 it's already kind of dark. 5:30, yeah, it starts to really get dark. So yeah, I have plenty of time, and it's only 4.4 kilometers from here. So I'm going to Fuji City. So let's see. Oh, which means we're gonna get to see Fujikawa, the river, Mount Fuji. I don't know, Fuji River. Let's just say Fuji River. That's what it is. So, but it's the same Mount Fuji, right? So, I'm not sure which way I gotta go. I think I came from that way, so maybe I gotta go that way. But I'm gonna check the app, the Google Maps, and we're gonna get going. Let's get those 4.4 kilometers done. You know what? I had to skip that little chunk, that I really wanted to do over in Okitsu, the Sata Toge. That sucks. But at least I'm making excellent progress for the day. So I'm gonna look up the map and get moving, and then when I get to the river, probably is the next time I'll be shooting some video. We made it to Fuji River. I got lost a little bit. I had to ask a lady. Google Maps was totally bugging out on me. But I guess this is Fuji River. All right, made it. It's the bridge. Whew. Oh, finally. Okay, so basically I think I just go straight for a while and then I think I have to turn right. So hopefully it's not that confusing from here, but yeah, Fuji River. There you go. We're almost at the central point of Fuji City, the Fuji, I guess the primary station, Fuji Station. I don't think this is as long as the Tenryu River, which was the halfway point, or the Oi River, which was one of those difficult points that people had to cross, right? Those nansho, the difficult places. But nevertheless, pretty cool, pretty cool. There you go. Made it to the Fuji Station area. So the station itself is right there. This is, you know, one of those walkways, elevated walkways, crosswalks, pedestrian bridges on the second floor. So made it here. I think we did around 20 kilometers, maybe. Yeah, right around 20 kilometers, I guess. So good progress. You know, we had to skip that section, and I don't like that. I really don't like that, but I'm dealing with it. I will get over it. Will I? Maybe I will get over it. So, but you know, it is what it is. Made, you know, got further than I would have otherwise. So, in theory, I could make it to Mishima tomorrow. I probably won't. I'll leave a little extra. But I think there's like 26 kilometers to Mishima, which is the last post town before Hakone, and then yeah. So I'll probably just do like 20 kilometers and 22 kilometers, and then do the last bit on the day after tomorrow. So I'm gonna go back to Shizuoka. I'm hungry. It's only like 4:30, but I'm hungry. I guess I had an early lunch, and of course I walked a lot, so it's dinner time. I didn't see much in terms of activity and restaurants in the area, but maybe, I don't know, it's still a bit early. It's a fairly sizable area, but not that lively. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm going back to Shizuoka, so that's it for day 20. Day 21. So I am currently in Fuji City, and I am in the process of walking from Kyoto to Tokyo over the course of 30 days. It is October, I guess it's the 11th, yeah, October 11th, 2023. I departed from Kyoto Sanjo Ohashi, the bridge at Sanjo, on September 21st. So it's been, 21 days of 20 days of walking. This is the 21st day of walking. And I am in eastern Shizuoka Prefecture. So that means I've made it over 300 kilometers, I believe. Now, there were just a couple little sections that I had to skip just for my own safety, because I am legally blind, and, you know, crossing mountain paths and these kind of more dangerous areas is not safe for me when I'm by myself. So had to do that just for safety reasons. So currently I'm in Fuji City. That's where I arrived last night. And I'm headed further east, first towards Yoshiwara Juku. That's one of the post towns, the 53 post towns.
Turn right.
Towards Yoshiwara Juku. That's one of the 53 post towns along the Tokaido. So, and then from there, I'll be heading towards Numazu. That's bikes. I'll be headed towards Numazu, which is one of the last post towns before Hakone. And then Hakone is not decided yet. I'm waiting on a friend, and if that doesn't work out, I'll just take maybe I'll book a tour or something. But On the 12th, I will be heading tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be heading towards Kanagawa, and whatever happens, I'll be just in Kanagawa. I'll be clearing out some of that area, heading from Odawara maybe towards Tokyo, walking that direction while I get this Hakone part down. Hakone is such an important part of this for me that I want to figure out a way to at least do some of it, even if I can't do all of it, even if it's with a tour, even if it's not walking, I want to do some of it. It's important. It's the highest point along the Tokaido, and it's an important landmark, so to speak. So I want to try to get that done. There's another thing that I'm trying to do today. If I can't make it to Numazu, I'm going to try to make it to Hara. I want to do as much as possible today because tomorrow I have something that I found. So I think it's called the Senbon Matsubara. It's this road that's right on the ocean. It's right in that Numazu Hara area. It's a cycling road, so it's open to pedestrians and bicyclists, but not cars. I think it's around 10 kilometers, and it's right by the ocean. There's tons of the pine trees, and it's supposed to be really beautiful, really, really nice. So I want to try to do that. That at one point was also part of the Tokaido, and I want to try to do that because it looks beautiful. I think it'll also kind of make up for the Sata Toge that I had to skip. And it's also just got that historic, angle to it, connected to this whole Tokaido thing that I'm doing, the old Eastern Road, which would connect, Japan, the Kyoto and Edo and Tokyo, right? So, just because of my eyesight, I can't do certain parts, but that is one part that doesn't matter if I'm legally blind. It seems quite safe. It's for cyclists, no cars, so that's exactly the kind of place that I would feel totally comfortable doing, and it'll make for some great footage as well. So I'm going to continue on to Yoshiwara Juku, the post town, or station as well, like the train station. And if anything else interesting comes up along the way, I will be back. So I arrived in Yoshiwara, no problem. Nothing too complicated, got a little bit lost, but nothing major, so made it in decent time. I think like a little over an hour and a half, so less than double what it was supposed to be. So hey, that's all right.
Turn right.
Turn right. So this is the Yoshiwara area, and now my next intermediary checkpoint is going to be Higashi Tagonoura. That's another one of these train stations, not a post town. And I'll be there probably within an hour, hopefully, unless I get lost again. But that'll be about 4-point-something kilometers. So, as you can see, it's a pretty just normal neighborhood. Nothing particularly out of this world at the moment. But I shall keep filming, and hopefully we'll come across something interesting once we start getting back out onto the main area. Otherwise, we've still got the area from here to, or from Higashi Tagonoura to Hara, which is a post town, and then maybe onto Numazu. Lunchtime, sandwich, road. 食べるとこないこんな感じで昼ご飯食べてます。サンドイッチとおにぎりです。はい。あとは、次は原宿です。東京の原宿じゃない。沼津の原宿です。So next up is the Hara post town, Hara Station. It sounds like Harajuku, like in Tokyo, but it's not that Harajuku. It's a different Harajuku. じゃあ食べます。いただきます。So just a couple of things that I wanted to get on the record, save for future reference. It's around 3:30 or something, I think. And as you can see, this is the time when kids get out of school and they're heading home. They've done their after school whatever club, and they're starting to head home. And so you hear the kids walking around and playing and roughhousing and screaming and laughing, and that's pretty much every day for me, because right around this time is when I'm starting to approach my final destination for the day. I'm usually in some town somewhere, whether it's a rural town or a bigger town, and I hear the kids just rah, rah, rah. So this is just something I want to get on the record so I don't forget this. And then two, sometimes I'm walking by somewhere and I smell smoke, but it's not like a fire in like a house burning down. It's probably, most of the time at least, people burning trash. And that's because we're in fairly rural areas, or very rural areas in some cases, and burning trash is normal. This actually reminds me of my time in Peru. So as a child, I would often visit Peru, and I lived in Peru for a bit.
Turn left.
I think I may have missed my turn. But yeah, so that's something that's done in Peru. I lived on a farm, and burning trash was quite normal. So it's the same smell. It's that same smell, and it takes me back. So two things from this trip that if I don't record in this way, I may forget, and I don't want to forget. It's just part of the daily routine, right? Like, oh, some smoke. I guess somebody's burning some trash, and kids as I approach, my final destination. So I'm gonna try to find that turn and keep heading towards Numazu. So basically, I've been in Numazu for a while, but I think I'm less than 2 kilometers away from the station, which is likely the hub of activity in Numazu. If not, it's the second hub of activity. Just depends on how big the city is. Yeah, nothing that I can notice that's worth commenting on at the moment. Still a little ways away, I guess. It is dark. Like, it's darker than I think I would normally expect it to be at this hour, which I think it's still only around 4 o'clock. Maybe it's just cloudy, and so that's just making it darker faster. So yeah, I'm not going to Mishima today. It's too dark. Even if it really is around 4 o'clock, which I think it is. Let's just double check. Let's see. Yeah, it's 3:27. It's 3:27 p.m. This is dark. Must be the weather. It's strange. Or maybe we're just in a certain area that happens to be darker. I don't know. 3:27. Ah, man, I think I could make it to Mishima before dark, but I'm not gonna push it. I'll leave the exciting conclusion to Shizuoka for tomorrow. But I made excellent progress today. Numazu is a wonderful point to finish on. We're in Numazu. We made it to our goal of Numazu Station. The station's in there, and people are walking around. There's quite a few people. I think there's more of a activity going on over there. But it's, and it's not even 4 p.m. and it's like strangely dark. It's darker than it would be in other parts of Shizuoka where I've been. So again, I don't know. I said this in a different video. I don't know if I'll even use that video, but it seems like maybe this is because Numazu is in the shadow of like some mountains or something, maybe Hakone or something. I don't know. If you know, drop a comment. This is very interesting. I don't know why it's so dark, but yeah, we're in Numazu. So tomorrow we'll clear out Mishima, and that will be it for Shizuoka. This is my character Maji-san. Woo! The reason why I'm doing this. It was the impetus for this, and it's turned into something much, much bigger. So anyway, Numazu City. Thank you for having me for this short time. I will be back tomorrow to leave and head towards Mishima. Heading back to Shizuoka. Thanks so much for watching part 7 of the Tokaido Challenge video series. We're almost at the end. There's only a few videos left, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Like the video and drop me a comment. I would greatly appreciate that. If you want to support what I do financially, you can head on over to patreon.com/Japankyo or ko-fi/Japankyo. Both are ways you can support the show financially. Links down below in the description. Again, thank you for all your support. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll be back in part 8